Hello everybody and welcome to the second episode of the Indie Spotlight. This is the September 2025 episode. I have 11 games for you. This episode is going to be released on Monday the 8th of September. So we've already missed a few games that have come out at the beginning of the month, but we'll talk about them anyway. Just before I do though, I'd like to talk about a few things. Firstly, I mentioned last month Discounty. Discounty came out. It's part supermarket simulator, part cozy town management meet people game. I got the physical copy on the Nintendo Switch. I've pretty much completed it by now, and I have to say it's really, really good. It does have a few small issues. Such as words being spelled wrong, extra words in the speech bubbles, buttons not working correctly, doors opening the wrong way, items being in the wrong location, but they are putting some little patches out, and they aren't game-breaking bugs or anything, so I'm not going to complain too much. It's not expensive either, it's not a full-price game, so I can't complain too much about that. And of course it is an indie game, an indie studio that did it as well, Crinkle Cut Games, who's a small day studio, I think I said, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, so that's Discounty, a lot of fun with that. Probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not the longest game, and like I said, it does have some niggling issues. But overall, because it's very affordable and it's good fun, and it's generally not stressful at all, really. It's quite a solid game. 7 out of 10. So Critical Cut Games, you've done a good job with that one. Other one I just want to mention briefly is Quartet. I talked about Quartet last month ahead of its release. Talked about obviously how good JRPGs are. We all love JRPGs. Quartet I played the demo for last year and this year. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought it was really good. Just the design, the character, the combat, everything is very smooth, works very well. Last month I didn't have a trailer to attach to the video. This month I do, so you can see the trailer now. Like I said, Quartet released at the back end of August there. I've not picked it up just yet because I've been playing Discounty and other Switch games, but I do want to play it at some point. So I will be picking that one up. Like a lot of indie games, it's not expensive, it's not particularly stressful, it's not particularly graphically intensive, so it's definitely something I'll be picking up, and then I can just jump in for an hour or whatever, here and there, after my work, or before my work, or whatever. I love the pixelized graphical art style as well. A lot of JRPGs do that, of course. Chained Echoes did the 16-bit style, Octopath Traveler as well, games like that have all done the same sort of styling, and they all work very well. Even some of the Dragon Quest games as well, the older Dragon Quest games. So yeah, they're all very good, so I do like that a lot, so I'll definitely be picking that up at some point. Right, let's talk about some games coming out this month, and let's start with 3 that I've missed that are already here. Let's start with one Pook Vision mentioned in the main podcast, and that is Hiragami. And now Hiragami is it's an origami based game, so it's based around the little paper puzzles. It's an adventure game where you have to save the world, or not save the world, but save the realm, shall we say, from the digital invaders. And you play as a little paper character. He's called Hiro. Hiro. That's from the name Hiragami. Maybe it's Hiro, I don't know. And the game itself is like a very pretty little 3D platformer. A lot of it based around origami, paper, little puzzles and so on. It's got some quite cool things you can do in it. So you can turn into animal forms, you can turn into a sheet of paper, you can turn into various other objects to help you traverse puzzles. There is also some combat, paper-based combat. You've got to defeat enemies and things. But on the whole, it's just a very, very good game. I'll play the demo for this one. Really, really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I don't have a trailer to show you today, but I will put a link in the description. What I'm going to start doing is putting links to the trailers in the video description, because a lot of the time they're just links to YouTube. They aren't actually files I can download or attach, so I'm going to put links in the description and you can watch them at your leisure. You can watch them at the same time, you can watch them later on, whatever. And then that just means I don't have to muck about with them either. So Hiragami, that's that one. That's done by Bandai Namco Studios Singapore, so that's Bandai Namco game. It's published by Kakahashi Games, which I think is sort of a South Asian branch of Bandai Namco. I'm not quite sure what the setup is here, but yeah, Hiragami. It gives me a lot of kind of Paper Mario looking vibes. It has a lot of, obviously, the paper world, but it also plays in the same way, like paper puzzles and platforming and having to use your paper powers to progress the game and all that stuff. There's also some paper-based enemies, like I say, so it's just very, very good. So, like I say, played the demo for that. That one was out on the 4th September for that one. That one's, the 3rd, sorry, that was out on the 3rd. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That was out on the 3rd of September. That one's out on the PC and also PS5. It's a sort of PS5 exclusive for the time being. So that one's available now. Right, next one I've got here is the big one. This is Hollow Knight Silksong. The one which everyone will be buying, I'm sure. Just another incredibly popular indie game. There's quite a lot of these right now. As you can see in the trailer, it's a lot of fun. It's a 2D Metroidvania for those of you that don't know. It's quite fast paced, it's quite action packed. It's just a lot of fun. I've played the first one on the PC. Of course, it is also available on the Switch as well. Hollow Knight Silksong, the follow-up's been delayed a few times, but it is finally here. And hopefully it will be as successful as the last one. The original Hollow Knight, which released in 2017, has passed 50 million copies sold, so huge success story for that one. This one was released on the 4th of September by Team Cherry. Team Cherry, of course, did the first Hollow Knight, now there is also. Team Cherry is a small indie team of 3 people based in Adelaide, Australia, so it's quite a task for 3 people to make that. And it is, of course, only their second game as well. The first game was the original Hollow Knight, so if this one's as successful as that one, then that's going to be good things for them. But yeah, 3 people, so yeah, they've done a very good job on it. What I would say as well is a lot of people spoke to me about the original Hollow Knight and how you could get over 100% completion. You could get over to 112% or whatever it was, and it made it apocalyptically difficult. And from what I've read, this one's very much in the same vein. It's apocalyptically difficult, particularly at the end. So the fact that you get a lot of gameplay, I think, on these things as well, is very, very good. So that's a very good thing. So yeah, Hollow Knight Silksong. That one was out on the 4th of September, so you can get that now. Right, another one that's out already. This one's called Adventure of Samsara. This was another one that Pukavision mentioned on the other podcast that we do. This one's out on consoles as well as PC, and the reason I wanted to bring it up, apart from the fact that it's brilliant, it's another sort of 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania type game. Anyway, the reason I wanted to mention it, apart from the fact that it's out, obviously, is that it is a remake of the 1980 game Adventure from the Atari 2600, which some of you may have played, maybe old enough to play or whatever. So it's a remake of that. The game itself, like I say, is a sort of 2D Metroidvania pixel art thing. It's a little bit like Hollow Knight, not in the way it plays, just the way it kind of looks. But yeah, it's another very good game. Just hoping it does well. This one's done by Ilex Games, who are in Campinas, however I pronounce it. That's a region of, I think I'm right in saying, Sao Paulo in Brazil. So, interesting choice. Brazilian game. And then published by Atari, because it's an Atari IP, obviously. And like I said, it's available on console. So, a remake of a 45-year-old game, which looks very, very good. So yeah, Ilex Games. That one was out on the 4th as well. That was available now. Right, let's move on to some games that aren't out quite yet. first one I've got is called Little Witch in the Woods. Now this is one of those kind of wholesome town games, a bit like if people with Mineko's Night Market. It's got some of that kind of vibe going, things like that. So essentially, Little Witch in the Woods, you play as Ellie, who's an apprentice witch. And you've basically got two things you can do. You've got the mystical forest, which you can explore and get loot and find enemies and so on. And then you've also got the residents of the village which you live, which you can help them through their daily lives and so on. So it's quite a cosy little game. Personally, the fact that it doesn't really have an end goal as such is a bit of an issue for me. Obviously the goal is to, help people with witch and yada yada, but it doesn't really have a target, like kill a boss or earn so much money or whatever. It doesn't really have a target like that. So in that sort of sense, it's a bit of a sandbox game, I think. Also because there's no time limit or anything either. But yeah, apart from that one, it looks very good. The art style, like I say, is a bit like the Chained Echoes 16-bit art style. So I really like that. It's got some cool animation things for the broom. So when you're on the broom, for example, you get little smoke. Smoke comes up behind you to show that you're moving along on the broom fast. So I quite like little things like that. And the grass moves as you step on it, stuff like that. So I quite like little artsy touches like that. So yeah, I probably won't play this, at least not on release. It's only going to be in early access. It's not a full release. It's early access now, and then full release on the 15th of September when it releases. But yeah, very cute little game, but probably not something I'd play. It's not a bad thing. I don't know if it's for me. It looks like it's aimed at the younger generation, and as much as I like games like that, I'm not young anymore. We've got to face the truth. I'm not young. Anyway, Little Witch in the Woods, that's done by Sunny Side Up, who's a little studio in South Korea. So, a bit of Asian games here. And that was out, like I said, early access now, but full release on the 15th of September. Right, next one, and I thought, Hi Arcade might do this one as well. This is called No, I'm Not a Human. It's a very old school looking horror first person one. So essentially there's been a, not quite a pandemic, but like an outbreak, and like an outbreak of a disease or an illness, whatever you want to call it. And you've got to basically stay inside, lock doors, lock your windows, don't leave anything open, don't let people in. And basically people come to your door, and it's almost a puzzle. In a way, you can only let humans in who are not infected. Some of those humans won't be trustworthy, so they will like come in and maybe try to kill you or steal from you or whatever. So basically what you've got to do is eliminate all your visitors. That's your sort of end goal. So I'm imagining it's quite a short game, then you can play it again and again and again. So it's a game about anxiety, which is an interesting way to look at things. The art style is out of some sort of, it looks like an old picture book or something, as you can see from the video there. So yeah, it looks quite cool. I thought anyway, like this is a single player. It's played from a first person point of view. There is some cool dialogue and weapon use and things in it as well. So it's actually quite fleshed out. So I do like what they've done with that. This one's done by Trioscas, I don't know. That is a 3-person team in Russia. Trioscas have already made a few things, but this is their first proper game. They made a game called Violent Horror Stories Anthology, which was a collection of 4 short horror games, but it was from different authors, different developers, so they didn't actually make those games as such. They've also released a demo for a game called End of Despair, although not a full game for it. And they are working on a number of other projects. Although what strikes me interesting was the No, I'm Not a Human game is going to be published by Critical Reflex, but the games they're going to publish in the future are going to be self-published. Published himself, which I thought was quite a cool touch. But yeah, anyway, so another book came in, Trioscaz, and then published by Critical Reflex. That one's out on the 15th of September as well. Right, next one is another slightly mad one, but I do like them. I do like it. It reminds me a little bit of that water car from last year. This is called Henry Halfhead. Now, Henry Halfhead is going to be available on the PlayStation and the Switch, as well as the PC when it comes on the 16th. Now, what the game is you play as a head called Henry. You've got like the top half of his head, and it's a man called Henry, or a head called Henry. And what happens is the gameplay is you navigating through your daily life as half a head. And to do that, you can attach that half a head to a variety of items. So you can attach it to bits of paper, you can attach it to utensils, you can attach it to tables, kitchenware, shapes, whatever you find. And it's sort of like a puzzle game where you have to use those things to help you progress through your everyday life. So it's quite an interesting game, I think. There's a demo for it, which I'm probably going to play, just to see what it's like. But yeah, it's a very cool idea, I think, attaching to things, and then obviously every item will have a different, like it'll let you do different things, I think. So that's quite a cool approach. That was done by Lulu Entertainment, which is another 3-person team. This time it's in Zurich in Switzerland. And like I say, that one's out in the 60s as well. Right, next one I've got is called Strange Antiquities. Some of you might be familiar with this, because this is a standalone follow-up to a game called Strange Horticulture. Now, Strange Antiquities is a game where you become the sort of custodian of a store dealing in occult antiquities. So you have to decide how much they're worth, buy them, sell them, whatever it means. It's basically a shop simulator, but you're in charge of the items as well. You don't order them from a wholesaler, you're in charge of them. There's lots of strange goings on and dark mysteries abound as well, because it's quite a mysterious game. Like I say, it's a follow-up to Strange Horticulture, but it's a standalone game where you don't need to have played Strange Horticulture to play this one. In this one, you also got a cat, so you can pet your cat as much as you want. So, you know, everyone likes cats in the game. So your mission basically is to find the rarest artifacts, the rarest arcane artifacts, and then you can use those items to help the other people, i.e. townsfolk, with their problem. So yeah, so that's Strange Antiquities for you, and that one is done by Bad Viking. It is a team of 2 guys here in the UK, and that's out on the 17th of September. Right, next one. This is one that I think next Pukavision has been looking forward to. I quite like look at it. It's called Ratatan. So Ratatan is a rhythmic roguelike action game. That's how it describes itself. It's a sort of combination between rhythm and side-scroller. You play it primarily as a side-scroller, as 2D or 2.5D approach, and it's combined with rhythmic gameplay. It's watching the trailer. It takes some inspiration, I think, for Hi-Fi Rush games like that, where you can make your attack stronger if you hit it on the right beat or if you press the right button or whatever. It's incredibly colourful. I do like the sort of anime art style, 2D anime art style. It's really effective. There's also a lot of player v player fighting, combat going on. It does also support 4-player co-op, online co-op as well. So yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like something that it could be fun with some mates as well. So that one's out on the 19th of September in early access. It's not full release, it's in early access. And it's done by a combination between TV Tico and Ratata Arts. Not to be confused with Pokemon. Ratata Arts. And that's, both of those studios are based in Tokyo, Japan. So another kind of Asian touch. Right, next one is called Wander Stars. I thought this one looked quite cool. So basically, it's a turn-based RPG game, an anime turn-based RPG game. It describes itself as super anime, whatever that means. Super anime RPG. It's a little alternate. It plays out like a cartoon, in the way it looks, but also the way it plays. So there's lots of beat 'em up stuff going on. You've got to collect words. You can use the words as power-ups. You can collect words. It's got turn-based combat, like I said, turn-based RPG. The aim of the game is to uncover dark mysteries and rebuild something called the Wonder Star map, which is I don't know, a mysterious map. You've got to find pieces. I'm not entirely sure. So that's what the game is. It looks quite good. It's probably not something I'll get on release, but it looks quite good. There is a demo. I may play the demo for it as well, just to find out what it's like. So that one comes out on the 19th as well, and that one's done by Paper Castle Games, which is a small team based in Spain. So Doug, if you're listening, buy local. Remember to support the local economy and all that stuff. Small team based in Spain, Paper Castle Games, Wonder Stuff. That one's out on consoles as well, so it's on the PC, it's also on the PlayStation, the Xbox, and Switch as well. 19th September for that one. Right, next one is called Jump Space. Now, I quite like the look of this. Well, actually, I really like the look of this. I'm incredibly impressed by what they've done. It used to be called Jump Ship, and then they had to change the name of it. So it's now called Jump Space. It's a little bit like that Void Crew we mentioned on the other podcast, where it's a sort of space-based co-op game. So this one is a co-op-based PvE for 1 to 4 players, blah blah blah, where your team is the crew of a spaceship. So you can wander around the inside of the ship. You can also land and do other stuff. It's kind of like No Man's Sky multiplayer in that sense. It looks incredibly good graphic-wise. I really like the way they've done that. It's got like an element of survival. It's obviously a co-op FPS game, but you've got to survive encounters in space as well. So it's got an element of survival. You've also got to manage your ship and help the rest of your crew and all that stuff. So it's quite an interesting idea, I think. So that one's out in early access on the 19th, and it's done by Keepsake Games, who are based in Stockholm, which is where I'm going this week. I'm going to release this episode on Monday, and I'm currently travelling to Stockholm. So Keepsake Games, I'm coming to see you. We'll check out some Jump Space, but like I say, it actually looks very good. I'm very impressed. Like I say, they did have to change the name from Jump Ship, but it doesn't matter. It gives you the same sort of space vibe. But it looks really good fun, actually. Right, final one I've got for this month, and I know a lot of people have been interested in this for one reason or another. This one's called Baby Steps. Now, this is the sort of walking simulator, if you want to describe it like that, that's done by Gabe Kazil and Maxi Bosch and Bennett Foley. So what it is you play as a failed son or nobody, what you want to call it. You play as someone called Nate, and basically you climb a mountain. That's basically what the game is all about, climbing up a mountain, I think I'm right in saying. And climbing up the mountain, you'll meet a couple of the characters, you'll go through different biomes, blah blah blah. But apart from that, the game, like I say, largely a walking simulator, except it's a comedic one where you've got to control each foot. So you've got to move one foot and then move the other in front, do it the correct timing so you don't fall, all that stuff. But apart from that, the game is largely I think it's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. I think. Nate you're basically controlling him to walk. He can't walk properly. And it's got a onesie. He's got a onesie on, and he can soil his onesie and all that stuff. It's a bit ridiculous, really. There's another character in the game trying to teach you ways to walk. It's a bit silly. So I think it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing. I did play the demo for it a few months ago, and it's not. I didn't like it. It's too much hassle for me, The game describes itself as a dark comedy as well, which I guess in a sense it is, but I didn't really see the comedy side of it. I mean, I'm not really a dark comedy person. Obviously, the comedy side is the fact that he can't walk and he falls over all the time. But I didn't buy it. But yeah, so that was the one that's done my game because it'll actually most benefit you. Like I say, people have been looking forward to it. I played the demo, didn't like it. That one's out on the 23rd of September. It's published by Devolver Digital, which suggests it's probably quite a good game. But like I say, I think it's more of a tongue-in-cheek thing that'll go away. I don't think it'll last. For those of you that haven't played it or haven't heard of it, there is a demo for it now, so you can try that out. But yeah, I didn't like it at all. But yeah, in terms of games, I say Quartet. That jump ship, jump space looks very good. That Strange Antiquities, I'm really interested in that as well. Hiragami was a lot of fun. I played the demo, so I might get that at some point as well. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So that's 11 games coming to this one. I'm sure there's probably a few more that I've missed out. But like I say, I can't cover everything. I'm going to try and put the video links in the description because I don't have them all here. If you want to send me games to play or to talk about or whatever, you can do that to the Gamer Talks email, gamertalkspodcast@gmail.com, and I'll answer that. I'll read that. I promise. Just thank you again for listening, and also remember to listen to the other podcast, the Gamer Talks one, which gets released on the first of the month, most months. If we miss it, but that's what happens sometimes. Right, I'm going to go for now. I'll be back next month with some more indie games, hopefully indie games. Thanks for listening to this one, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.